Yes, so my name's Lizzie. I'm the service manager for the National Helpline for Support Through Court. I've worked with that organisation for 3 years next month. I'm really grateful for the opportunity to come and talk about a charity that I'm very passionate about and very proud of. I'm going to run through who we are as a charity, the service that we provide, and how you can get in touch with us. I was saying before, it's only a short presentation that I put together because I wanted to give more time for any questions, so we can have a bit more of a conversation. So I do have a presentation with me that I'm just going to put up. So, yes, here we are. Right, so run through my introduction. I'm going to get into who we are. So Support Through Court is a charity that provides free, practical and emotional support to people facing civil and family court alone. So we were founded in 2001 by Diana Copisaro, who used to be a volunteer with the witness service in the criminal system. So she was approached by a friend who's going through the divorce system and said, I just need a hand getting through this. And Diana was shocked to find how little support there is in the civil system, just as much as criminal. So they founded Support Through Court as PSU at the time, short for Personal Support Unit, rebranded to Support Through Court in 2019. And obviously with the legal aid cuts that happened in 2013, our demand has only grown since then. And we are now based in 17 offices around the country, as a mixture of being based in the courts themselves and in university law clinics. We have nearly 500 volunteers, ranging from students who are just getting trained up all the way up to retired magistrates, though we don't require that you have any legal experience to volunteer with us because we do get you trained up completely first. And you can see, the demand for our service there with the fact that we've supported clients on over 49,000 occasions between 2021 and 2022. I know from my position as the service manager for the National Helpline, we had 17,000 calls over the last year. So we are a very busy service. Shows you the demand for a service like ours and the important work that we're doing. So what we do and the service that we provide. The first thing that's really important for me to say is that we don't provide legal advice. Simple answer is we're not legally trained for it, but there's still like a great deal of ways that we can help with your cases. So I'll start with explaining court processes. And by that, I mean, you can bring something in from the court and say, I don't understand what this means. And we can explain what it's saying to you in sort of plain English, because they like to use those words that make no sense unless you've studied law for years. We can explain where you might be in that process, where it's unclear. We can explain what to expect next if you've got any hearings coming up, or you've just completed one thing that the court's asked you to do and it's not clear what's about to happen next. We can help with explaining that. We can tell you what options there are available to you for you to make your decision as to what you'd like to do next. In terms of helping you helping you to understand, locate and complete forms, with understanding it, we can help you with explaining what the question in the form is asking of you. Because sometimes, off the top of my head, I know there's a form that's worded amount for which warrant to issue. And those are English words in a bizarre format that you really need to know what it's actually, you need to know from someone who's been trained what it's asking of you. And that happens throughout forms all the time. So we can help with explaining what the form is asking of you. We can help you with finding them, either, finding where they're available online, or if you come into one of our local offices, we can help with completing the form there with you and send you off with a printed copy of your completed form. Help overall with completing them. I should say, as part of not giving legal advice, we can't tell you what to write in the forms because that would come under legal advice. It sort of implies then that we would be saying, well, this is what you need to put to win your case. And again, we wouldn't know what the answer would be, but we can help you with writing down your thoughts and things that are important to you that you want to include in your form. We can help with writing up letters and statements. These things, particularly with statements like they call them a position statement or a witness statement. The court wants them in a specific format. And so we can help you with getting that in place and tell you what would typically go into those statements. Again, help you get your thoughts down on paper. With all of these things, particularly with family law, families in themselves are complicated, never mind trying to put that then into a legal system. So having someone to help you straighten it all out and get it so that it makes sense on paper. That's something that we can offer as well. We can accompany you to court. Again, on the side of not giving you legal advice, we can't speak for you and we can't represent you. But we can have a volunteer go in with you to your hearing, providing you that emotional support. You feel like you've got someone in your corner sat with you, and we can take notes during the hearing that you can use for a debrief with the volunteer after the hearing. And so you can focus on being in the moment with what's going on and know that there's someone who's taking notes who's going to help you understand it maybe a bit more clearly afterwards. We can provide emotional support and someone to talk to, and in fact that's a really big part of what we do. I think there's quite a lot of the time, particularly when I know people phone into the helpline, where they'll ring and just sort of tell us everything that's happened, and it's not entirely clear, or there's nothing that we can do to help them with that thing at the moment to progress it along. There's no form, there's no letter, there's no procedure, but they feel better having spoken to someone, and have someone say, it sounds like you're going through a really hard time. If you get to this point, this is something we can help you with. And as I say, that's a really big part of what we do as well. We can signpost you to organisations that can provide legal advice. So where we get up to the point where our service can no longer help, it might be that you've talked through something with us and we've said, here are your options in forms. What would you like to do? And you don't know, and we can't tell you exactly what to do. But we could then signpost you to get some free legal advice, to have someone who's legally trained to tell you what the best legal option next would be. And when you know what that is, you can come back to us and say, this is what I want to do, and we can help you do it. And I mean, we can provide face-to-face, telephone and video support. So our offices are all providing face-to-face. Is that true? Yes, all of our offices are providing face-to-face support. But also you can arrange a telephone appointment or a Zoom appointment if, say, you've got childcare, or just getting into the town for whatever reason, or getting to the office, isn't going to be an option for you. You can look at booking a remote appointment with offices as well. And with the helpline, we aim to provide all of that you would be getting in one of your local offices, but over the phone for as far as we can. There's a lot of emailing back and forth. Talking to someone over the phone, we can talk you through forms over the phone still. And where we think that we've reached our limit of how we can help over the phone, we might then direct you out to your local office to see someone, because especially, let's say it's really easy with all of this stuff with court that you have a big pile of papers that no longer make any sense. Sometimes taking that pile of papers into an office to see someone can be a bit easier than trying to work it out over the phone. But as I say, on the helpline, we will do as much as we can to sort it out with you over the phone. Yeah, so that covers everything I've got on there. So that just moves us on to getting support from us. So I would say the easiest way to work out how you can get support from us will be to go to our website. We do have, it's a locations tab that will show you where all of our local offices are, and you can work out whether there's one close to you. But there is the alternative if you don't have access to the internet, or if you just don't like to use the internet. You can also phone the helpline, and as I say, we'll do our best to help you over the phone there. And if we're unable to, then we'll look into then what your local office is going to be and giving you the contact information for that local office. That's our national helpline number there. We're open Monday to Friday, 9:30 to 4:30. We are closed 12:30 to 1:30 for lunch, but other than that, those are our opening hours. And really, that's all I brought with me. So I want to open up if anyone's got any questions about our service and ways that we can help.